When a woman walks down the street with a Birkin on her arm, women notice.
I do feel a bit uncomfortable. But there are times I also feel nice. Like I feel like, whoa, I have a Birkin. Nobody can mess with me. You know, because people like suddenly have so much respect for you, you know, if you have a Birkin. They do.
The bag is manufactured by Hermès, a French luxury goods company. But not just anybody can buy a Birkin.
It's 4,000.
I know.
And there's a waiting list.
I assumed.
5 years.
For a bag?
It's not a bag. It's a Birkin.
Actually, its cheapest Birkin is $9,000, and it can fetch up to $40,000 depending on the exotic leather.
My mom ordered it from Paris, and like she went to a couple of stores in the US and like Singapore and all these places, and they didn't have any available, and they said, you know, it's impossible to get a Birkin.
Sold out even in this economy? We went to see for ourselves at Hermès' Madison Avenue store.
We never know if it comes in a shipment. There's a Wall Street store too.
Could you check with them if they have
We can't for Kelly's or Birkins or the Gypsy. We can't check because there's too much demand, so we can't.
Wow. That's the only one you don't
That's the only one.
Can we see the 25?
Yeah, bring it to.
The Birkin has accounted for 17% of Hermès' sales in 2008, and overall, Hermès' revenue has not declined in this recession. But the majority of companies selling expensive bags are not faring so well.
A brand like Coach has suffered disproportionately and are down in 20–30%.
Milton Pedraza is a luxury analyst. He reports on the industry and on consumer trends.
Coach had been growing in double digits since 2003, 2004, all the way through to 2007. But as the aspirational consumer, the consumer who's a young professional, usually single, with about $150,000 household income, living in a major city, but really very little net worth, those consumers are now out of the luxury market.
Until recently, the average American purchased 4 new handbags a year. But consumers are showing a new restraint.
Yeah, I tend to sort of limit myself, cap myself at a certain price.
Is it my first Birkin? It is not my first Birkin. I don't shop. I shop in my closet.
I have shopped much less, very picky.
And consumers aren't the only ones feeling the pinch.
I'm friends with a lot of designers, so definitely I know that everybody's hurting.
Rafi Totengo designs luxury handbags that are sold in the US and internationally to buyers in Dubai, Hong Kong, Japan, and Singapore. He's cutting costs everywhere he can.
Head of product development, she's also doing PR, she's doing, product, design. I mean, it's all different things. You kind of have to wear different hats.
If women can't afford one of Rafi's bags, they can rent one by going to bagborrowOrsteal.com. Rafi's Victoria handbag costs $785. It can be rented for $115 per month. Louis Vuitton's Manhattan PM handbag costs more than $1,600. Rental, $165.
I think the luxury industry is in trouble, and it knows it's in trouble across the board. I think it's relied on a degree of prestige that it realizes is quite fragile, and it could lose based on shifts in value systems and populations.
It's not that consumers are cutting back completely, but they do feel sensitivity.
Although they don't feel guilt necessarily, because most wealthy consumers are Main Street wealthy. They were once middle class or low income, and many members of their family may also be still middle class. They don't want to be seen as the poster children for conspicuous consumption.
Because I see less people spending so much, I also feel, kind of guilty, yeah. I won't go and indulge in something.
Sanam's choosing her purchases more carefully, but she still has her eyes on another Birkin, this one in tan.